All right.
I'm not going to scream this time.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. I appreciate you not screaming. All right. But anyways, so we're going to talk about our
yoongi.
Our second Star Trek.
Honestly, we're probably going to end up with like 5 at this point. Let's be honest with ourselves.
The world can never have enough fucking Star Trek.
We're going to end up with 7 AUs where each time a different member is Spock.
No, June would make a good Spock.
June would make a good Spock.
He's also a really good captain.
Jin would also make a good Spock. He could be Captain Spock.
What? Oh, Captain Spock.
He can be a Captain Vulcan.
He can be, but no, he has to be the first officer. Because the original series is the best thing that ever happened, ever.
Are you okay?
No, I really love it. My mother's gonna come up here and interrupt this fucking recording. We're not gonna start again! Okay.
We're back.
The parent problem is solved. I went to both of them and I was like, we're recording. So if you have anything to say to me, you should say it now. And my mother told me she loved me a lot. And my stepfather said, I have nothing to say to you. So I guess that problem is solved.
I guess that's fixed.
But anyways, yes. So Star Trek AU. So we already talked about this AU a little bit before, but we're going to try to flesh it out a little bit.
So this time, yoongi is the Vulcan.
Yoongi is Spock.
But he's a really bad...
He's a horrible Vulcan. I think in the first Star Trek AU we had Hosuk be the half Vulcan, and he was really interesting because we sort of characterized him as being the kind of person who's like, yes, all of these human ways, I understand humor, I'm very funny, and he would do the thing where he would like enter situations and be like, yeah, I'm so fun to hang around with, let's have a good time, and then he'd be like, haha, I've mastered the art of this human interaction, see? And then everybody would be like, wow, what an asshole.
What a big dick. But Yoongi's just really bad at being a Vulcan. He's just like really emotional. Like the reason he's in Starfleet is because he's just all the Vulcans are just like, damn dude, you're weird. He's not even half. He's like a full Vulcan.
No, he should be half.
He should be half.
If he's a full Vulcan, there's like biology that like helps him. The whole thing about Spock is that he's like half human and he tries to be like a full Vulcan, but like he can't because he has all those feelings.
Not everything needs to be exactly like
Spock. Fuck you, Helen!
Sometimes it can be
What I'm saying to you is that it's important that there be an element of non-Vulcanness in there, because if he was full Vulcan, he'd probably be able to deal with it, like, better.
Maybe, I mean, why do you gotta put all Vulcans in the same box?
Listen.
Why can't they also have desires and thoughts and feelings?
Have you watched Star Trek?
Yes, but that doesn't mean we can't have experimental thoughts in our AUs.
No, I don't like that. I don't want experimental Star Trek. I want the Star Trek universe. I don't want to fucking fuck with it. It's perfect. Leave it alone. It's not perfect, but it's really good and I like it. And also, listen, I love Spock.
I know, but you can't write every single character exactly like Spock is.
Spock is a far better Vulcan than Yoongi is. He's way better. Even with the mathematical sobbing, he's a better Vulcan. Yoongi doesn't cry all the time. He's just angry.
He just swears, and he's kind of rude. And he likes sex.
Fucking magical hand sex.
Just, oh yeah, baby.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He doesn't sound like that.
Oh yeah, baby. Yoongi voice. Pussy.
I hate you. I hate you.
That was Mia's fucking display name on Twitter for like 20 goddamn years. It was so sorry.
Yoongi orgasm noise. Like he's getting stabbed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he does sound like that. Yeah. That's fair. Anyways, but stop. I wanted to write a Ponfar fic, which I guess I'll explain that. I don't know if I'm actually going to post this anywhere, but I guess I'll explain it, where Ponfar is the thing where Vulcans, I think it's 7 years, they have to go back to their homeland and mate. And mate, and they have like this whole fucking ceremony. And it's, like, fucking weird as fuck, but they're supposed to get, like, married or whatever. And in the actual episode, what ends up happening is Spock is like, we have to go back to the planet Vulcan. And Kirk is like, why do you keep changing controls? What's going on? Why did you throw soup at a woman? And, eventually, he's like, oh, God, it's, like, really iconic dialogue. But Spock is just sitting there, he's like, it has to do with biology. Vulcan biology. And then Kirk goes, the biology of Vulcans. And then they have some conversation about mating, and it's
Awkward TM?
God, it's fucking terrible. But, like, the most classic Star Trek fic ever, not classic, but, like, especially, like, the old ones, they had all these fics where Spock would get stuck with Kirk in, like, a fucking, like, ice planet cave or whatever for, like, a week, and then he'd, like, go into Ponfar, and they'd, like, have to bone or whatever. Oh, there's another important detail from the episode, actually.
The important detail is that
Spock doesn't get married. Spock doesn't get married.
I know,
I want to explain it. Okay, explain it.
So... they go back to the planet, and they find the chick, and the chick's like, I don't want to marry you. I want to marry this other hot guy.
I want to marry Stone!
I want to marry... Yeah.
I think his name is Stone or Ston or something.
Something stupid like that. But anyway, he's like, I want to marry this person. And then Spock's like, fuck, I'm gonna die. And then, I forget the exact plot, but he has to, like, duel Kirk for some reason.
I know the plot.
Okay, but it's funnier when there's less details.
So
he has to duel Kirk,
funnier.
and then he rolls around in a sweaty, like... fight with Kirk for like 10 minutes, and he's like, oh yeah, and then Kirk's shirt rips,
there's a boob
and there's
window.
Like a boob window.
You can see William Shatner's nipples. It's beautiful.
And there's like blood, and he like rolls around, and they have like a sweaty fight, and then Spock gets up and he's like, I'm good now. Ponfar fixed.
I want to explain the detail though. So what happens is, it's very clever, where so what can happen is, I don't remember the beginning of it. But there's a duel for some reason, because she's like, I don't want to marry you, I want to marry this other guy. And so what happens after that is she's like, okay, Spock's like, okay, well then we'll do the duel thing or whatever. Like, he has to do the duel because of, like, Vulcan custom or whatever. And, like, usually she wants to marry this other guy. And so what you'd expect is, as her, like, representative or whatever in the fight, because obviously women can't fight because this is made in, like, fucking 60s. Also, I feel like fighting your husband, like, fiance, would be kind of like fighting him to the death. That might be a little odd.
That would be a little...
But anyways, who she chooses as her you assume that who she's going to choose as her representative is the other guy, the guy that she wants to marry, but instead she chooses Kirk.
Oh yeah.
And so she's like, so he's like, that way Spock will definitely win, or Kirk will definitely win, because Spock won't kill his closest friend.
Yeah.
Closest friend. His boyfriend!
Yeah, but then they roll around in a sweaty pile, and then Spock's just like, yep, Ponfar fixed.
McCoy helps Spock fake his death, I think. Or Kirk's death, yeah. They, like, fake one of their deaths, so they don't actually have to duel to the death, and then everybody gets the happy ending.
But the important part is that they roll around in the dirt, and that's a metaphor for sex.
Yeah, and then Spock's just like, Ponfar fixed. It was it was the magical brotherhood bond. That fixed me. Jesus fucking Christ. But anyways, Ponfar is important because it's fucking stupid.
But anyway, yoongi Ponfar.
Yeah, I want to write a fic where they get stuck in some planet. Maybe, whoa. Sorry. Lauren just pulled the chapstick out and it looks really fucking weird. Anyways, but, Ponfar. Stop distracting me, you hooligan.
I'm just putting on chapstick.
You keep giggling like a fucking schoolgirl. You're just like, look at this fucking chapstick.
Don't insult me.
I will always insult you, it's my job. But anyways, so I wanted to write a fic. Oh yeah, I was thinking maybe it could be like a political thing or something. Maybe they get like politically imprisoned, and then the reason they can't get out is because they have to like negotiate with the people, or else they're gonna like die or whatever. But someone else is doing the negotiating because the both of them are like the.
Namjoon's doing the negotiating.
Namjoon's doing the
and
negotiating.
Hosok probably, because Hosok seems like he would be a good negotiator.
Suction seems like he might be a good negotiator in some circumstances, but he also seems like in others he might be very, very bad.
Suction seems like the kind of type who would bank on, like, really stupid bluffs.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna blow you to smithereens if you don't do what you want. And it's like, Jimin and Yoongi are on that ship. We can't blow them to smithereens.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, they should be negotiating with some, like, fairly advanced race or whatever, and they're like, we don't want to blow up Jimin and Yoongi, but maybe they're just sat in a fucking room somewhere being like, we're gonna die here.
We're just gonna live here for the rest of our lives and grow old and die.
It doesn't help that Yoongi is about to go into Ponfar, though, because he keeps throwing their food at the walls. He gets really angry, and then he's just like, fuck you!
And Jimin's just like, dude, Jimin and Yoongi don't know each other that well.
Yeah.
They, like, only kind of know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yoongi has said to Yoongi and Namjoon are like pretty close friends, and Jimin and Namjoon are pretty close friends, but Yoongi and Jimin like haven't really ever talked to each other before. And Yoongi has just said to Namjoon, and he's been like, "Yeah, Jimin's pretty hot, but he seems really boring. He's just nice all the time." And Namjoon just kind of went, "If you say so, honey."
I want to characterize Jimin as the pettiest fucking bitch.
Jimin is so surrounded by drama. He's like the main gossip on the ship, except for Taekwon, who is also a fucking gossip, and they hate each other.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but we were talking about how, like, on the surface they hate each other, and they don't really hate each other for any concrete reason, other than just, like,
pettiness,
but, like, underneath that, they, like, actually like each other, like, a decent amount, but then under that a little bit more, they actually really dislike each other.
Really dislike each other, but not like a dislike, but just a kind of like a I can see all of your flaws kind of way.
Yeah. They have a complicated relationship. But they actually enjoy spending time together because it's interesting. You get really bored on a ship for, like, a long period of time.
Mm-hmm. Not much happens.
Well, it's more like a lot happens, and then there's, like, 3 or 4 weeks where nothing happens.
Yeah.
So you get bored.
Or, like, a month where nothing happens. That's 4 weeks, never mind.
Yes, 4 weeks does indeed equal a month, Lauren. Good fucking job. Ow, stop that. What was I gonna say? But yeah, and oh yeah, we should tell them about the bet that Taekwon. Oh yeah, so basically the whole plot of this fic that I like, the one that I kind of want to follow through with, is it could just be like Yoongi and Jimin sitting in a room with each other for like a fucking week, and Yoongi is like slowly losing his mind because he's like about to go into Ponfar.
And so Jimin just like tells Yoongi like a bunch of stories about his life to distract him from the fact that he's like basically going into heat.
Mm-hmm.
I want Ponfar to not be like deadly in this. Well, we can keep it deadly.
It should be deadly. Dub God. Now I can't put this on the internet.
Just edit it out.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, I think the thing that's like kind of fun about Ponfar is, well, it's also you have like this really long build up, and so like ostensibly you can kind of know what's going on beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's still like not, if they do end up boning at the end, it's not like the most,
yeah,
like it's not like the pinnacle of consent, but you could probably get away with it in a way that's not like completely and totally like,
yeah, Yoongi.
You could have like, Yoongi be like, I would rather die than fuck you, Park Jimin. You know he would. He's a melodramatic fuck.
Yeah, I don't think that's true, though. He's like
so embarrassed, though, and, like, self-conscious. I don't think he would. I think he'd
Jimin
be like...
was just like, really? Really?
Really? You'd rather die than fuck me?
And Jimin just being like, you know, like, those are really the stakes here. Like, really? And Yoongi goes...
Yoongi's just like... God, Jimin is also really pissed off because Yoongi keeps getting really pissed off at their captors and, like, flipping them off. And, like...
Which, like, gets them less food, and then Yoongi throws the food.
Yeah. Because he's being a little fucking bitch.
Yeah.
He's just really grumpy. His hormones are going a little whack. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to be home.
He wants to be home.
He keeps screaming, why don't they just teleport us out of here?
Just, like, pull some fucking...
But yeah.
Fucking secret society shit and pull us out.
It's basically just Jimin and Yoongi sitting there for like a long ass time, and like they just start talking. Like Yoongi is just really grumpy and upset, and he doesn't really know all that much about Jimin, but Jimin's just like, all right, I have a fun story to tell you. And he tells Yoongi about the time where he and Taekwon, this is inspired from a bit in Orange is the New Black. It's like basically the exact same thing, but the bit in Orange is the New Black where the two ladies are like, they make a list. They're like, we're gonna see who can fuck the most people, but the way that they scale it is like each person in, you know, like the realm or whatever is worth a certain number of points. So like someone who's a really easy lay is like a 1, but like
someone who's really difficult to get is a 10.
Is a 10, yeah. And so, and I feel like that's a good thing. Like, that's a good model for, like, a pastime that could take place on a fucking starship.
Taekwon and Jimin would rank people by how slutty they were, too.
I know.
They're
would. Fucking...
They're awful. But anyway, that happens. Also, at one point, Jimin goes, so how much should this girl be worth? And Taekwon goes, we're both gay, Jimin. And Jimin's like, I would fuck a girl to win this. And Taekwon's like, no.
Taekwon's like, no, and Jimin's like, just because you're not as dedicated as I am, and Taekwon's like, we're kicking you out of the gay club now.
Taekwon's like, if you fuck a girl, it's -5 points.
If you fuck a girl just to win this contest, it's -5 points. Jesus fucking Christ.
Anyway, Jimin wins because Taekwon decided to rank Namjoon as a 10 because Namjoon is the captain, but he also forgot that Jimin has Namjoon wrapped around his tiny little fingers,
Yeah.
and Namjoon definitely sleeps with Jimin, and so Jimin gets those 10 points.
Yeah.
And then he and Namjoon kind of have an emotional blow up.
But that's okay. That's another story.
Another story, but that's okay, because Jimin won the bet, and Yoongi's just like, what?
No, Jimin tells Yoongi about how he won it because he fucked Namjoon, and Yoongi just stares at him for like 20 seconds, and Jimin's like, I know. Impressive, right? I fucked the captain. And Yoongi's just like, Namjoon fucked you?
It's just like fucking rude.
They're just bitches to each other. They're just rude as motherfuckers.
But Yoongi also has a flashback to Namjoon going, yeah, Jimin, boring. Real uninteresting.
Jesus.
Never done anything fun in his life.
Jesus fucking Christ. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I think it could be an interesting
I feel
thing.
like Hakyeon would also be on the petty gossip train.
Yeah, he probably would be. I feel like Hakyeon. Taekwon is supposedly, I don't think we've ever seen him do it on camera, but he's supposedly really, really bad about gossiping. Like, there was that one time where they were like, Vix, who's the... I wonder if they can hear the fucking cicadas screaming on the recording.
Hope so. Really great.
Welcome to Texas!
Ambience.
Ambiance. But I feel like, because they were on the interview one time, and they were like, who's the worst gossip in Vix? And they all pointed at Taekwon, because apparently he just talks shit behind everybody's backs.
I love him.
It's so funny. I feel like Hakyeon is like more like, he's a loving and supporting person. He's like kind of a bitch to your face, but like behind your back he'll be like, you know,
You're
fucking...
like, no, he's great. I feel like Hakyeon would kind of do the like, bless his heart.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
So there's this one bit in The Office
Yeah.
where Michael and Pam are having an interaction, and then Pam leaves. Like,
Yeah.
Michael is saying really nasty things about Pam to a potential intern or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's already dated 2 guys in the office. You could be next. Like, really fucking gross. And then Pam was like, fuck you. She doesn't actually say that.
Yeah.
And then she leaves. And then Michael's like, I would never say this to her face, but she's actually a lovely person and a talented artist. And then Oscar goes, why would you not say that to her face? I feel like Hakyeon is more like that kind of person.
He really is. Oh my god.
Why would you not say that to her face? God. Whereas Taekwon is like, just really quiet and polite and nice to your face, and then you leave, and he's like, wow, what a fucking bitch. God.
Yeah, I could see that.
Jimin is a little more like, I feel like he's less like actively malicious with his gossip. He just thinks it's incredibly entertaining and
He's
kind
just
of
like,
funny.
It's just like, did you know this about this person? And did you know this about this person? It's not necessarily like mean things or like scandalous things.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, did you know this thing? Did you know she recently broke up with him and that he was cheating on her with this guy? And apparently, and so he, like on and on and on. And it's not like malicious or like this person is shitty and this person is good, but it's just like a story.
Yeah. I can imagine Yoongi and Jimin just sitting alone in that room, and Jimin just being like, well, and then so Susie went to Bob, and like, blah, 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 and just telling him all of these long-ass stories.
I also feel like Jimin...
And Yoongi is like, how do you even keep all of this information in your brain?
I feel like Jimin would also do the... Well, Hussein told me that Jin told him that Hakyeon was talking to Exon, who was talking to Taekwon, and then Taekwon heard it from... and just like recounting the whole list, it's just like, just tell me what it is.
Just tell me the facts!
He's like, no, it's important because you need to know that Hakyeon has this relationship with this person, and so... it's just like...
And Yoongi's just like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
He's like, I don't care. I don't care. My dick is so hard right now. I don't care.
My dick is so hard right now. I don't care. God.
And then Jim is just like, anyway, that's why the cookies at the really big meeting were so burnt. and Yoongi's just like,
I don't give a shit.
He's like, that was the great climax to that entire fucking thing.
Jimin's like, yeah. God, he has some interesting stories, I bet. But like,
yeah, some of them are interesting, but some of them are just like really like.
Mm-hmm. Yoongi being like, I didn't even know that you could know this much, like, garbage about a human. I didn't even know that any single human could store this much garbage information in their brain. What do you do for your job? How do you retain all of that information?
What
Jimin is the communications officer. He's good at stuff like that.
He is.
He's good at communications.
Sometimes he hacks. He
I don't
stole
think he should do
Namjoon's
that.
login code.
I don't think he should do that. I think he should get somebody to do it for him because Jimin is that kind of person.
No, I feel like he would like have Namjoon's login code so he could log in as Namjoon.
Okay,
and just
but
do
consider,
what he wanted.
Consider, Jimin has Namjoon's login info, but what we're talking about here is Jimin tells Yoongi that, and he says it with this cute little grin on his face, like he's just a fucking smug motherfucker. He's like, sometimes when people piss me off, Lauren, stop messing with that. Sometimes when people piss me off, I, hack into their food thing, and whenever they use their login code to, like, get food from the cafeteria, I just program it to be slightly too salty. But I feel like Jimin is not that tech savvy. I feel like he needs a friend to help him do that. I feel like he just has Namjoon's login information.
But he, like, doesn't know how to, like, fuck with stuff.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He does kind of go into, like, Namjoon's thing and, like, look around. He uses it to read people's files.
That's so illegal. Jimin is going to Starfleet jail. He's gonna get arrested.
I want him telling me that and Yoongi going, that's illegal!
Yoongi's like, that's so illegal. And Jimin's like, it's not that illegal.
He's like, I'm just using it to find out, like, their blood type and when their birthdays are. And Yoongi's
like, Jimin, stop doing that. If you keep doing that, you are literally going to go to Starfleet jail. You're gonna get kicked out.
And Jimin's like, it'll be fine.
Yoongi's like, Jimin's like, is it really that big of a deal? And Yoongi's like, yes! God.
That gives me a 1-up on Taekwon.
Oh my fucking God. And he's just like, what's even your fucking job? Why do you want to know stories about your job? Don't you work like 10 hours a fucking day?
And Jimin's like, I'm a communications officer. And Yoongi just goes,
he's a communications officer, which means that he has to sit in a chair for 8 hours a day and listen to stuff.
Sometimes he repeats what the computer says.
No, stop. He translates things.
I know.
That's his job. He translates things, and he's in charge of running the radios and shit like that. And he has, like, some diplomatic training. But that's about it.
He repeats what the computer says in... Fuck, what's it called?
Klingon.
No, in... What's it? Standard? They call it Standard, right?
I don't remember.
Whatever.
They call it Federation Standard.
Federation Standard. He repeats what the computer says in Klingon to the rest of the people in the ship in Confederation Standard.
Confederation?
Fuck!
I'm impressed with you.
When will I be able to make the words go?
God, okay, but please think
Can I
about...
fiddle with this? Do you care if I take this off?
Just fiddle with it, it's fine. Let me fucking speak, woman! Stop interrupting me in my own fucking house! No, but think about Yoongi being like, my dick... Oh, God, can you imagine Jimin telling Yoongi a story? Can you imagine Jimin telling Yoongi a story? And he's just like, are you even paying attention? You don't seem like you're paying attention. And Yoongi's like, Jimin, my dick is so hard right now, don't even fuck with me! Jimin's like, wow, that was a little TMI. And Yoongi's like...
Yoongi just literally goes... God.
I screamed in my hand so hard, like a little tiny bit of a farting noise came out. Did you hear it?
Yes. Yes, I hear it. Please stop farting.
Never.
Petition for Jenna to stop farting.
Fuck you. I can't put this on the internet now. You suck.
Because I don't talk about
Yeah, you can't talk about my farts. That's so fucking rude. I'm lactose intolerant, you bitch.
No, you have to put this on the
Fuck you. God. Oh.
Lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant, you bitch. What was I gonna say? Fuck.
Yoongi and his boner.
Oh yeah, Yoongi and his boner. But eventually they end up fucking, because that's how Pon Farfics always work.
Otherwise, Yoongi will die.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't mention that in the original briefing about Pon Far. If
Yeah,
you don't
we did.
fuck, you die.
We did.
We did.
Because I said, we can maybe get rid of the dying part, and you started chanting, dub, cunt, dub, cunt.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That now.
And then you were like, we can never put this on the internet.
I'll probably put it on the internet. But, fuck, what was I gonna say? Stop, Lauren. Stop! This is just a garbage recording! Stop! I keep trying to carry the conversation in a new direction, and you're like, oh, let me just fiddle with this! Let me talk about his farts!
I love you.
Fuck you. Yoongi, being in Ponfar, being very distressed and very irritated.
And Jimin just wants to fucking gossip.
God, Jimin's just like, well, and then last month this happened, but in order to understand that story, you have to know what happened a year before. And he just keeps talking and talking and talking and
Until
talking.
eventually...
He's not even talking because he wants to talk, but he's just like, I don't know what else to do, because otherwise it's just sitting here in awkward silence, and I feel like I can just like hear Yoongi's boner like straining his fucking Starfleet issue pants. God, Yoongi would look so fucking ugly in those pants.
He would, but also... Jimin just keep talking and talking and talking, and then you would go, if I put my dick in my mouth, will you shut the fuck up?
If I put my dick in my mouth?
In your mouth?
If I put my dick in my own mouth, will you shut up?
Also a valid question.
He's just like, if I put my dick in your mouth, will you shut up? And Jimin's like, I feel uncomfortable. God.
And Yoongi's just like, I don't want to die. We should just fuck. Let's just do it. We've been in here like 4 days. I want
Jimin being like, what if I don't want to fuck you? What then? And Yoongi's like, you fucked like 10 people just for a bet. You're gonna fuck me to save my life? And Jimin's like, yeah, you're right.
He's like, don't slut shame, but also, yeah, you're right.
Yoongi's like, it wasn't a slut shame, it was just a fact. The stakes were a lot lower then.
He's like, then I'm just gonna be dead, and you're gonna have to share your fucking cell with a dead body. And Jimin's just like, oh my god.
You have to share a cell with a fucking dead body.
And Jimin's like, okay, you convinced me.
Jimin's like, I don't want that. God. I almost kind of want this fic, like, not being, like, an endgame Yoonmin fic. Like, they don't get together at the end of it. It was just, like, a really hilarious experience that they shared with each other.
I want them coming out like friends.
Yeah.
But, like, bitch friends.
Star Trek AU, where everyone is incredibly petty all the time.
Except Namjoon. Namjoon is just doing his best.
Namjoon is petty significantly less than any of the rest of them.
Sometimes Namjoon is like pettied at, and he's just like this
fucking shit.
Like Yoongi's petty too, though. He's like, yeah, Jimin's kind of hot, but he's boring. He's like pretty but stupid, and Namjoon's like, he's not stupid, and Yoongi's just like, he seems stupid. Namjoon's like, leave him alone.
They need to, like, get some depth of character, though. Like, they have to, like, sit there and have a conversation where Jimin is like, what would you even do if we were, like, on the ship right now? Who would you fuck? And Yoongi just has to sit there for, like, 2 minutes. He's like, I don't even know. He's like, this is just sad. Jimin's like, it's okay, buddy. I'm sure you're a wonderful person when you're not, like, hormone-addled. And Yoongi's like, no, I'm exactly like this. Jimin's like, this is pretty funny, so, like...
I want Jimin being like, you burst into tears constantly? And
Yoongi's
also
like,
throw food? And Yoongi's like, no, that's different. And Jimin's like, I think you're just a little,
hormonal.
Your perception's a little off.
Hormonal. And Yoongi's like, yeah... Fucking damn it.
Yoongi's just like, you noticed!
God.
I want Yoongi starting out just getting irritable, and then he just, like, starts crying randomly. And Jimin's like, I can't handle this.
Baby.
He has, like, phases. He has anger stage, and then he has crying stage, and then he just has, like, constant boner stage.
He also has the stage, I feel like the constant boner stage should also be the stage where he's just like, time to lie down. Time to lie face down on the floor and just go, it's It's not even like a sexual frustration. It's just like an I'm tired. I'm so tired. Let me sleep, body.
My poor baby.
He, like, can't fall asleep. Poor baby.
She was just like, we should just fuck. They're not getting us out of here before you, like, waste away. We should just
Jimin's like, what are you even gonna do if you, like, get back onto the ship? And he's like, I don't know.
It's like, don't cry again.
And you like, I'll just fly to Vulcan. And Jimin's like, you don't have time to get there.
You're just like, it's okay.
He's like, I'll just go to Vulcan. And Jimin's like, we can't get there in time, Yoongi. How many days do you have left? And he's like, 3, probably. How long have we been in here? Jimin's like, what were you even planning? Like, you knew this was gonna happen. What were you even, like, planning to do? And Yoongi's like, I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I'm only, like, half Vulcan. I thought it might just, like, not. I thought I might just be spared.
Baby.
And Jimin's like, you're not a very good planner, are you? And Yoongi's like, you're late for everything. Shut up. I want Yoongi being, like, really, like, over-emotional and, like, you know, kind of like he has all these weird phases and he's just like, ugh. But, like, he's still, like, a sarcastic motherfucker.
She's like, you're late for everything. Shut up.
God.
I want them fucking, and then, like, 3 hours later they get released.
Oh my god. Jimin's like, well, that's ironic. And Yoongi's like, I was gonna die anyways.
He's like, I would have needed to find some other person to fuck, like, right now anyway. It's like, it's fine.
It's fine. Jimin's like, oh god.
Jimin's like, but you would have had more of a choice. And Yoongi's just like,
it's fine. You're hot. And, like, pretty nice, even if you're a petty bitch. And Jimin's like, thank you.
Just like, no, I want to be, and, like, pretty nice, even if you are a slut and kind of a bitch.
Jimin's like, I'm never talking to you again. And he's like, no, wait, I'm sorry. It's just not a bad thing.
I feel like Jimin would, even if you are kind of a slut and a petty bitch, Jimin's just like, excuse me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh God, I'm laughing about the Hokyeon thing again, where he's like, you're terrible and awful and you date so many people and it's just like, she's lovely and a wonderful painter, but I would never say that to her face.
I feel like Hokyeon also isn't like, he isn't super, he doesn't like hit you where it hurts, you know what I'm talking about? He's just like, do your fucking hair right. He's like, why are you wearing that? Tuck your fucking shirt in, you heathen.
Just like, you look like a slut.
God. They're just terrible boys. All of them.
I love AUs where people are petty bitches. I love those types of AUs so much. There's not enough of them. Everyone's like obsessed with people being nice, but no, I just want fucking petty bitch AU.
Fucking petty bitch AU.
I want petty bitch social media AU.
Yeah.
I love petty bitch social media.
That's another conversation, though.
It is. But anyway, so they fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot, presumably.
Yoongi
Maybe a
should fuck
little
Jimin's
doobie.
mouth. Yoongi should fuck Jimin's mouth.
Maybe a little doobie.
That's my kink! My parents are in this house.
But anyway. Yoongi does indeed get Jimin to shut the fuck up.
Oh god, can you imagine them awkwardly having a conversation that's just like, how do you want to do this? Because, like, what if they're like, we don't really have any lube?
Oh no. God. And
Lauren just tried to put her fucking foot over the fucking phone. God damn, Lauren. Just move the fucking pillows, you hooligan.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Just want to stretch out my leg.
Yeah, move the pillows so you have more room to move. This is not. Why are you doing this? I don't want this on the recording. You fucking
Anyway, they don't have lube, and Jimin's like, if I don't butt fuck you, does it, like, count? Will it help? And Yoongi's like, presumably the biological imperative is to have sex with a girl, so no. Whether or not I am butt fucked does not matter.
No, I want Yoongi being like, excuse me, why am I the one getting butt fucked? And Jimin's like, I don't know, you just seem like the kind of person who likes being butt fucked. And Yoongi's like, well, that's rude.
I feel like Jimin would be like, I don't know, you kind of seem like a bottom.
Yoongi's just like, fucking rude.
It's like, well, I'm not.
Jimin,
switch.
No. I want Yoongi being like, fucking rude. And Jimin's just like, am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong? And Yoongi's like, get out of my house.
He's like, leave. And Jimin's like, we are trapped here.
We are literally being held prisoner. Literally. And Yoongi's like, I don't want some weird fucking aliens looking in our weird sex. And Jimin's like, they're probably not even gonna realize we're having sex. They, like, have sex differently. Maybe they don't even have sex. Maybe they're, like, asexual. And reproduce via, like, fucking... How do plants do it?
And Jimin's like, these are Klingons.
God. Oh, if they're Klingons, they'd be dead.
Maybe not Klingons. Maybe... What?
No, they can just be, fucking mysterious alien race number 5.
Maybe they can be, fucking...
They'd also be dead if they were Romulans.
I wasn't gonna say Romulans. I was trying to come up with the fucking weird plant race from Well of Souls, but I forget the name.
Wow, that's beautiful.
But they're like little plants, and they have leaves on their heads, and they, like studying. And they're just like trees, and they reproduce by asexual reproduction, and they just like make clones of themselves. So technically they can live forever.
Don't they call it something other than asexual reproduction now? I feel like they do.
Maybe.
Because they're like, asexual reproduction is like, there are people who call themselves asexual. I feel like this was like a thing, but I'm not sure. I don't really know anything about science. I just kind of pretend. Can't believe I fucking applied to be a biology lab instructor.
Good luck with that.
I did get 103 in that lab. It was a hard fucking lab, too. I was good. I did all the extra... Anyways. But
yeah, they fuck. Oh.
Mm-hmm. They should just do blowjobs, though.
They should just do blowjobs. But I also want Jimin just being like, do you think the aliens will... And Jimin and Yoongi just like looks around and he goes, there are probably cameras in here somewhere. And Jimin's just like, oh no.
I didn't want this to be my porn debut. And Yoongi's like, they're not even gonna realize we're fucking. They're like weird plant people. They probably just like metamorphosize or whatever. That's not the word, is it? What's it called? Mitosis? I applied to be a lab. A biology lab instructor.
Give you all the material. It doesn't matter.
I also know all the cranial nerves, sort of. Sort of. It's, Hold on. My brother says, marry money. Hold on, wait. Is it my mom says marry money, but my brother says big butts matter most?
Wise words.
And then there's one about the truck. There's a truck one.
Wise words.
Thank you. But it's to memorize the names. No, that one's to memorize whether they're sensory, motor, or both. But what's the other one? Oh yeah, it's O to tickle a female's vagina gives. Is it Gary? Victor? A hard-on. And they're... Oh, this is not interesting. Get off your phone. We need to stop this. It's ocular, olfactory. Am I getting it really wrong? It's O is the beginning.
Don't even know. Sorry, I'm looking for the plants.
Oh, God damn it. Put the fucking phone away. Jesus Christ.
I don't remember what their names are.
Well, I want to keep recording.
We can keep recording. Let's remember the plants.
Oh my fucking God. I'm pausing the recording. So sorry, y'all. Okay, we did not succeed in fighting the plant people, but we are here to fucking finish up this fucking story idea. Are you ready, Lauren?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So then they fuck.
They fuck.
The aliens definitely get it on camera.
Okay, but listen, I don't think I think part of the whole issue they're having communicating with the aliens, I want them to be plant people. And the whole fucking issue they're having communicating with them is like, they just can't figure out how to translate it. Also, I want Jimin being like surprisingly smart and like a good boy, and he's like their best at like cracking codes and like doing all of that shit, and they're like, they don't have him. They're using other people, and it's just not going as well. It's
not working.
It's not going as well, but they do eventually manage it. I think probably the way they should eventually manage to, like, escape the plant people is, like, they don't figure out how to, like, communicate with them or, like, their language or whatever. They just figure out how to get past whatever, like, hack past whatever weird barriers they have and transport them out.
Oh, no.
Also, please consider that Yoongi and Jimin get transported when they're like gently kissing each other or something. Wouldn't that be cute?
Sweaty after sex buddies.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, so you're dating now? And they're like, no.
He was just dying.
It was like, it was just a favor, and everybody's like, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah. But anyway, that's a cute fic idea, isn't it?
That is a cute fic idea. I like...
I don't want them, like, I don't know. I feel like there definitely needs to be, like, some emotional depth in there, you know what I'm talking about? Where Yoongi's like, I don't have any close friends. And Yoongi's like, you have Namjoon, he's your close friend. And Yoongi's like, I don't want to have sex with him. And
Yoongi's talking to himself?
No, Jimin is like, Namjoon is your close friend. God damn it, I'm so sorry. And Yoongi's like, but I don't want to have sex with him. And Jimin's like, but what about like Husuk? You get along pretty well with that guy. And Yoongi's like, he has a boyfriend. Jimin's like, you would bang the fuck out of him though? And Yoongi's like, yeah, he's really hot. God, Jimin's like, you're a terrible Vulcan. Yoongi's like, I know. God.
It's like, why do you think I'm in Starfleet?
God.
And Yoongi's just like, and Jim is just like, there are good Vulcans in Starfleet. Take, for instance...
Spock. Spock was actually a pretty shitty Vulcan, too. He did a better job at hiding it, though. He didn't embrace his shittiness. Also, please consider, I want Jimin commenting on Yoongi's weird green dick. He's just like, wow, it's like vaguely tinted green, and Yoongi's like, thanks. Jim is like, is it sour? Is it like sour apple flavor?
I want Jim and being like, oh, it's green, and Yoongi just goes, thanks, and then Jim just goes, that wasn't a compliment.
He's just like Yoongi and his sour apple flavored dick.
Oh,
God. Looks like a fucking weird
just
lollipop.
like, my blood is just green, you dumbass.
My blood is fucking green, you dumbass.
I'm still fucking pissed about the new movies.
Why? Oh yeah, his blood was red.
red.
It's just like a minor detail, but like, listen.
They
Ride
fixed
or
it
die,
in the third
bitch.
movie, I think. They
Oh,
made
did
his
they?
blood green in the third movie.
That's probably because enough people on the internet were like, excuse me?
Excuse?
A lot of times also in the original series, I believe they would give him kind of a greenish tint sometimes. That could have just been their shitty recording quality, but I always saw it as like a vaguely greenish tint. Cute.
They look kind of like yellow-green sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes he looked sort of purple, but I think that was just the makeup they used to cover his eyebrows. Because they didn't make him, like, you can't grow your eyebrows.
I'm pretty sure they just used fucking glue sticks.
Oh, God. Well, no, because you can't, like, it wasn't like his whole face went like that. What happened was you could see, like, a whole line where they covered up the very edge of his eyebrow, and then they drew, like, so the bit that
glue
was...
sticks.
Glue sticks?
Yeah, so drag queens do it. They take glue sticks, and they paste all of the hair up, and it doesn't move your face or anything, but it, like, creates, like, a surface, and you can do that with just the edges of your eyebrows, and you can do it through the entire eyebrow. It's a drag queen trick. I bet they used it on Spock.
Yeah, I bet they did use it on Spock. That sounds exactly like what they did. I just didn't know that was a thing.
It can give your eyebrows a purple cast because purple glue sticks. Which I'm betting they had in the 60s.
Fuck, man. You learn something new every day. I thought it just looked like they had really shitty concealer, though. Who knows? I guess we'll never know.
It's supposed to dry clear, but usually from what I've noticed of drag queens, most drag queens conceal it really well, but it does dry kind of purple. And if it's like the 60s.
Huh. Interesting. Well, you learn something new every day, don't you, kids?
Yeah!
Oh, God.
But anyway, Yoongi and his scary little eyebrows. Yeah. And his scary little dick.
Yoongi does have scary eyebrows, though. I'm like, so. He'd make a good Vulcan, like, specifically for his eyebrows. Scary boys.
Yoongi being a Vulcan who has, like, dyed hair. Aww. Which is, like, really uncommon.
That'd be cute.
He
what color should it be?
His human side. It should be, like, blonde.
That's my kink. What am I accusing you of? Stop catering to my kinks, Lauren! No, I think
he would be a cute Vulcan with a green, like a little bit green face, and then he has his angry eyebrows and his platinum blonde hair.
He'd be so cute. Jim would think he was kind of funny looking, and then he stares at Yoongi's face for like 3 days, and he's like, no, he's kind of cute. Yoongi's like, he tells Yoongi, then Yoongi's like, gee, thank you, and Jim is like, no, it's not like it was like that was the only thing. I'm like, legitimately, you're pretty cute. It's just like hard to tell sometimes because your hair.
He's like, because your hair and you're grumpy and you kind of slouch everywhere.
Just gotta slouch everywhere.
And you kind of always look like somebody pissed in your cereal.
Yoongi does that thing where whenever he sits down in a chair, he just goes, ah, like an old man. Jimin's like, did you know they call you grandpa? And Yoongi's like, who is they? And Jimin's like, everyone. Everyone calls you grandpa.
Motherfucking shit.
God. Jesus fucking Christ. But anyways, yeah. And then they get back. Maybe it should be like vaguely I don't know. I'm really into the kind of fics where they like make friends at the end, you know what I'm talking about? Like good friends. Maybe I can imply like another pairing. Maybe I should imply that it's like Minjun and Yoonsuk.
Maybe you should imply that it's like Yoon Minjun.
No.
I think we have set up the foundation for Yoongi to be in love with Namjoon, and we have already set this foundation for Namjoon and Jimin to have like past relationships.
And then Yoongi and Jimin can have something to bond over because they're both in love with Namjoon.
I feel like Namjoon would have like a weird...
We should clarify the whole incident with where Jimin slept with Namjoon because we didn't talk about that.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
But there was like the incident where Jimin slept with Namjoon, and basically what happened was that Namjoon found out it was for a bet, and he got really hurt and, you know, sad because that's what happens when
people sleep with you for bets. It's not fun.
It's like not cute, and then it's like really really terrible between him and Jimin for a while, and Jimin like feels really awful about it, and then he realizes that he's in love with Namjoon, and that's why he feels so terrible about it. And then like, he goes, so terrible.
And then he goes to Namjoon.
And he's like, hi, I'm in love with you. And Namjoon's like, oh no. And then it's like awkward for a while, but Namjoon doesn't seem like super mad anymore. It's just like kind of awkward. And then like they never acknowledge that it happens. They like don't talk to each other for like a month. And then they just like never acknowledge that it happens. And I want Jimin telling Yoongi about this. And Yoongi is just like hurt and offended because like, one, Namjoon didn't fucking tell me that bitch. But like, two, he's like, God damn it, I think I'm also in love with Namjoon. He's fucking perfect and amazing. And then they just, like,
bond.
Yeah. And I feel like Yoongi probably wouldn't usually admit that to himself, especially not out loud, but he's really hormonal and weird. And he's just like, ah.
When Jimin's like, don't you have any friends? And he was just like, I wish Namjoon would fuck me. And he won't.
Jimin's like, have you asked him? That also adds some depth to Yoongi's whole Namjoon slept with you comment.
Yeah, it does.
God.
He slept with you and not me. Not that Yoongi has, like, actually made any, like, moves
Serious
or been anything
passes.
less than, like, super, like, about it. But he's like, let me just
like,
put up...
Why is... It's like, Namjoon sleeps with you, but not with me. And Jimin's like, have you asked him? And Yoongi's like, no!
I want Yoongi being, like, really emotional and human and, like, grumpy all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not like he's afraid of being human or afraid of, like, being perceived as, like, non-Vulcan. Like, he doesn't care about the whole Vulcan human thing. But he does take all of his feelings and put them in a tiny box and bury it deep down inside.
God. Jesus
and it's not about
Christ.
being a Vulcan or about being a human. It's about no feelings.
I kind of want Yoongi to be sort of like aggressively counterculture, if that makes any sense. Where he like grew up. I almost want him to have like kind of grown up on maybe like the human world, like in you know not the human world, Earth. Christ, the human world. There's an alternate universe where Vulcans reside, and we have to wait for like the full moon to align with Mercury, so it'll like open. God, but he like grew up on like Earth or something like that with you know like in you know where like a lot of the people that he knew were Vulcans and like blah, blah, blah. Maybe he had like one human parent, but he mostly grew up with like other Vulcan children or whatever. But then with like the constant you know like human culture where you have like a good time and like stuff is terrible, but like at least you can dye your hair fun colors, like kind of looming over that. And I feel like I kind of almost want Yoongi's like perception of humans to be really like almost kind of like shallow, if that makes any sense, where he's just like I'm like half human and I'm just gonna live like the fucking human way now and I'm allowed to express my emotions or whatever, but like that's not actually how things work. And he like kind of comes into like weird situations with people because he's like he doesn't really know how to navigate them, even though he's like I'm gonna live the fucking human way because Vulcans suck.
I want Yoongi to have gone to like elementary school and like middle school with Vulcans, and then he goes to a human high school.
Oh my god.
And that's where he gets like his view of humans.
Oh my god.
He's just like they're all petty and hormonal and disasters. And it's just like, no, Yoongi, those are just high schoolers.
And maybe like kind of the overarching thing we could have is we have Jimin who's like really petty and like kind of ridiculous, but he also has like this deeper like emotional life where like when Yoongi was in high school, maybe he can be like, I don't know. I think Ponfar is technically supposed to happen to Vulcans when they're like in their mid-30s or whatever. But whatever. Biology is like, fuck you. If it's a good story, it's a good story. We can have Jimin be like, not Jimin, Yoongi be like 19, 20, 21 or something like that. Where he hasn't been out of...
What if it's just weird genetic stuff? Because he's half human and his Ponfar just comes fucking early.
Yeah. Maybe it just gets triggered by times of great stress, which I feel like kidnapping would be
maybe
one of them. I don't remember all of the Star Trek stuff, like the background info, because it's been years. But anyways,
doesn't seem super biologically helpful to go in the heat when you're very stressed.
Yeah, but like
that's why our period stops when we're very stressed.
But also, like, consider biology doesn't always make sense.
That's
Periods
fair.
don't really make sense biologically.
They don't.
They're like kind of stupid.
But if you are doing a lot of exercise, like military exercise, or if you are like really, really strenuous exercise, or if you are extremely, extremely stressed, your period will skip.
Huh, interesting.
It's like pretty common.
Yeah, I know. It's happened to me before. I have anxiety.
It happens to me a lot too. Fun fact.
What was I going to say? But anyways, and I think it could be really interesting for Yoongi to have this realization. He's like, oh yeah, humans are all petty and stupid, and Jimin is just like every single other human. But then Jimin has like this like kind of in-depth like personal life, and it takes them a long time to get there.
Yeah.
To talk about like their deep feelings or whatever, or just like to like sit next to each other and kind of commiserate about like, wow, Namjoon's really perfect, and I love him a lot. He's a really good person. I think he'll probably get us out of here before we die.
Oh
God, and that maybe they can tell like stories and stuff like that, and they can act like lovesick idiots together.
Oh, they're just like, he's so
Wouldn't that
sweet.
be
One
cute?
time he did this and rescued me. We were on this mission, and one time when we were on this mission, he did this, and they're just like really in love with him. And the reason Namjoon has like not responded to Jimin or Yoongi, I want Namjoon legit actually being kind of oblivious and like liking them both as friends, and then.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
Like, it's not like a thing where he's like, I'm in love with them both, actually, so I just am not gonna choose. It's like him just legit being like, Yoongi and Jimin are both really good friends.
Yeah.
And then slowly over time, Jimin's just like...
Consider Yoongi and Jimin just like, they get off the thing and they're like, alright, we're gonna fuck, and then this is our game plan. One of us is gonna date Namjoon, let's go! And they like... Can I imagine them, like, fucking spitting in their hands and, like, shaking, like, fucking, like, oh!
We're gonna do it.
I'm aggressively shaking Lauren's hand right now.
They're like, we're gonna team up and we're gonna fuck Namjoon. Maybe we can both fuck Namjoon. We're gonna figure it out.
Jesus fucking Christ. But I kind of want them being like, I want them just, like, walking up to Namjoon and being like, hi, we're both in love with you. Listen, we were down there for a long time. We had this realization.
It's just like, I want Jimin to be like, Namjoon, we need to talk. And Namjoon's like, what? And then Yoongi's like, I need to talk to you too. And Namjoon's like, what? And then like, can we go somewhere private? And Namjoon's like, what? And then they both sit down and they go, we're both in love with you. And then Namjoon's like, what? And then I want Jimin to be like, so we're both going to woo you.
So we had this game plan. I want him being like, normally I wouldn't be this direct, but like Yoongi has like drawn me over to the good side because we had that whole thing earlier and we just didn't talk about it. And I feel like we probably should have talked about it because I have all these unresolved feelings, and Namjoon's like, you guys were down there for a long time, weren't you?
I want Namjoon just being like, what have I brought upon myself?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Shh. Namjoon panicking. I want Jimin being like, so we're both going to woo you, and you can date with whichever one of us you want to date. Or neither. Or both. It's your decision, but we're definitely wooing you. Namjoon's just like...
Yoongi's like, I am not doing any fucking wooing. Namjoon, we're going to have dinner together like we normally do, but instead of sitting across from each other, we're going to sit next to each other, and I'm going to try to hold your fucking hand.
And Jimin's just like, that's wooing.
Yoongi's like, it is no such thing. God, oh God, I'm so sorry. I want to go into Yoongi's, like, psychology a little bit, but I really want, so I think, I kind of want him carrying over some of those, like, you know, more, like, deeply ingrained, like, social mores from, like, Vulcans and such stuff like that, where he's like, oh, yeah, I can be a human, I can be grumpy, and I can, like, smile sometimes, but mostly I can be an asshole, and nobody can fucking say anything about it, which is not actually how humans work. But he goes to high school with a bunch of humans because he looks at his mom and he's like, Mother, can Yoongi's mom please be the Vulcan and his father a human? And he's like, Mother, I want to go to human high school. And she's like, why? And he's like, I fucking hate Vulcans. Not you. All the rest of them. And she's like, I don't think that's a good reason. And Yoongi's like, okay, but imagine if I said that to my teacher. Just like very vague threat. She's just like, you're so much like your father.
Oh my god, she would. She's like, you're very much like your father. And she's like, I'm not saying you're allowed to threaten me anymore, but I will give you what you want this one time.
He's just like, yeah, I can express emotion. But, like, I want him to be really deeply uncomfortable. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I can be grumpy, or I can be, like, happy, or I can, like, flip people off and be mad, or I can, like, do this or that. But he feels so uncomfortable, like, expressing, like, the deeper emotions, if that makes any sense. Because, like, the degree of social shaming he probably, like, experienced as a child whenever he, like...
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
He's like, if somebody is rude to me flipping them off is logical. That's not like how he thinks of it, but it's like...
It, like,
makes
almost
sense.
Works. You know what I'm talking about?
It's like, obviously, when people are rude to me, I get to be rude to them back. Obviously, when someone is late, I get to make a sarcastic comment.
It's like, obviously, I'm blending in with the humans, so I get to be grumpy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
but then it's
about?
like, he's like deeply in love with Namjoon, and he's like, that doesn't make any sense.
He's just like, no. Get it off me.
Get in the cube.
God. But yeah, like, he just has a really difficult time doing that, and he has a really difficult time, like, opening up and kind of, like, exposing himself, which I think also would kind of explain, like, his really violent reaction to him just being like, let's just have sex and you can stop suffering. I want Jimin, like, offering, like, 8 hours in, after he finally gets Yoongi to tell him what the fuck is going on. He's like, let's just fuck, it's not a big deal. And Yoongi's like, no! No. And it's because he, like, can't imagine having sex with a stranger. He's just like, that feels so wrong on so many levels.
What if part of the reason Jimin starts talking to him is like Yoongi is like, I don't want to have sex with someone I barely even know. And so Jimin's like, clearly the solution is just tell Yoongi every single thing about my life.
Fuck. God.
He would?
I know.
He'd be like, I know how to fix this.
I know how to solve this problem. Jesus fucking Christ. That's so good. Ugh. But yeah, and I think it could be really interesting, Yoongi also being like, I want him being like, logically, I must be really hormonal right now, which is why I'm comfortable telling you this thing. But then, like, the whole Ponfar thing passes, and he, like, sits down, he's like, knocks on Jimin's door, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna fucking... he, like, wanted to talk about something, and he feels okay talking to Jimin about it.
That's cute.
And he's like, God damn it, I think I made a friend. And he hasn't really had, like, really... I mean, like, Namjoon is his friend, but he also hasn't felt comfortable telling Namjoon, like, things about himself in a long time. Yeah.
He's in love with Namjoon.
It's like, Namjoon will, like, tell him things about, like, oh, yeah, my parents did this or that, or blah, 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 blah. Or, oh, yeah, when I was in Starfleet Academy, this happened, and blah, blah, blah. And Yoongi will, like, tell Namjoon, like, surface stories, or, like, you know, oh, yeah, one time this funny thing happened, or, oh, yeah, I had this teacher I really didn't like, but he could never imagine telling Namjoon about his parents or his childhood, or, like, anything that's, like, even remotely important. You know
not even because he doesn't, like, trust Namjoon or love Namjoon, then...
He just feels really deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, because he's in love with him, and he's like, no,
but yeah.
I can't. He'll know. If I tell him about my childhood, he'll know I'm in love with him, which is not logical, but it's like what Yoongi's brain does.
And he, like, opens up to Jimin, and it doesn't make everything better, and it doesn't necessarily make his brain stop being like, oh god, you're not supposed to ever acknowledge those feelings even exist. It doesn't, like, stop that, but it does, like...
It helps.
Yeah, it, like, starts him on the path.
The path to be free.
Yeah. Not free, but, like... It just helps. And he goes back to Jimin, and they talk about their feelings again. And Yoongi is like, what's gonna happen if Namjoon decides he wants to date one of us, but not the other? And Jimin's like, then we suck it up like the adults that we are. And I want Yoongi being like, you're like 18, shut up, you're a child. Can Namjoon be older than Yoongi in this AU? I kind of want him to be. I think that would... Namjoon should be significantly older.
Not to be gross, but Namjoon should be like 30.
He should be like 27 or 28, I think. If Jimin is 18, that's like not even at that point, it's not even like, oh yeah, well, you know, it's a pretty big age gap, but like, that's like creepy. That's like high-key really weird.
Listen.
God.
Maybe that's part of the reason Namjoon didn't, like, respond.
Oh.
If Jimin told Namjoon that he was in love with him, like, 2 years ago...
Oh no! Yeah, we did talk about it happening like 2 years.
I think it should
previous
be
or
like
something
a
like that.
year or like 6 months.
Like a long ass time has passed.
Oh, but Namjoon slept with Jimin then.
Yeah, no, Jimin can't be underage. Maybe Jimin can be like 19 and you can be like 21.
Yeah, that works.
And then we preserve the like natural.
And
They
then-
have a 2 year age gap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And then Jimin slept with Namjoon when he was 18, which is
Yeah.
why Namjoon was like, fuck, that was horrible. But also, Jimin's like, I'm in love with you, which is like worse because that's like an ongoing relationship. And I'm just like, I can't
No, 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 no.
Then Jimin's like,
oh,
I'm gonna
God.
woo you. And Namjoon's like, I'm an adult
I
man.
want
I do not
Namjoon.
need to be wooed.
I want Namjoon being like, I think this is against Starfleet regulation, and Jimin being like, listen, Namjoon, I stole your computer password and I've been using it to tell people's blood types and plug it into this astrology app I have. Namjoon's like, you did what? And Jimin's like, yeah, and I mean, and he like starts talking, Namjoon's like, don't ever tell me that again. Stop doing it. And he's like, I told you it was a big deal. And Jimin's like, it doesn't seem like it should be that big of a deal. And I'm just like, okay, 1, I'm changing my password. 2, I'm pretending I didn't fucking hear that so I don't have to report you.
Can Namjoon's password have been something really stupid?
Namjoon's password should be fucking like big butts or something.
I don't think it should be big butts. I think it should be something like kitten ears.
No. It should be the cultural zeitgeist, which is really funny because zeitgeist basically just means culture anyways.
What if it's cultural zeitgeist 69? I want him being like, I want him getting really mad about Jimin about the like files thing, and then he like pauses and he goes, "You know my password?"
Oh my god. Jimin's like, I don't know what zeitgeist means, but yes. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die if I put this on the internet and I'm pronouncing zeitgeist wrong.
It's pronounced zeitgeist.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I feel better now.
Jimin would be like,
I don't know what a zeitgeist is, but yes.
And Yoongi's just like, zeitgeist? And Namjoon just goes, zeitgeist?
He would, though. He's a pretentious motherfucker.
But 69. Cultural zeitgeist 69.
I love him.
And Jun was like, I have to include numbers.
My good boy.
And I want Yoongi like pausing and going, Namjoon, your password should probably just be a random string of numbers and letters. And Namjoon's like, I'm not good at remembering those.
Oh my fucking god.
So if you're in that high of a position, your password should really just be a random string of numbers and letters.
Yeah. Oh, sighs. It could be like a word backwards. No, it could be a word backwards and then a string of numbers backwards interspaced in between the letters. That way, if you forget it, you can still reverse engineer it in your brain.
That makes sense.
So, like, maybe I could do the word, like, letter backwards and then intersperse, like, my birthday in it or something.
That
but
would make
backwards.
sense. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
that would make
And so it
sense.
looks totally random to any passerby, but you can still reverse. This is really. Why are we having this conversation? I'm like, God fucking damn it.
Telling me how you're gonna make your next password.
No, my passwords are not that complicated. I should probably change more of my passwords.
I want Namjoon being like, it did have a number in it, and Jimin going, yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. God fucking damn it.
You're just really suspicious, and Namjoon's just like, anyway.
God.
And Yoongi like looks at Namjoon, and let's talk about how that got taken anyway.
Oh my god.
I want Jimin's just like, yeah, I've been using it to get like people's blood types and birthdays so I can put into this astrology app I use.
And Namjoon's like, oh my god, what the fuck? And Jimin's like, it helps me get in one up on Taekwon.
You're just like, leave Taekwon out of this.
It's like, this is not Taekwon's fault. And Jimin's like, I didn't say it was his fault. I was just telling you what I was using it for. God.
Like some of those files.
God. Jesus fucking Christ. But
Jimin's
anyways.
like, I've never read any of the like summaries or information in them. I just wanted the birthdays. Some people on the ship really do not want to tell me their birthdays.
He's like, I just wanted to get Hoseok a present, and he wouldn't tell me his birthday because he just thought it was fucking funny, and so I just got it. And Jimin's like, he's still confused. He still doesn't know which of his friends told. Just dumbass shit like that.
Yeah. God, he still doesn't know. He still doesn't know how I got that information. He thinks that it was Seokjin, but I'm just smarter than him.
What was I gonna say?
Namjoon's like, you can't.
But how should, the real question is, how should Namjoon end up dating both of them?
Namjoon sits there and he does this for like 10 minutes.
No, they should go on dates.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
He like sits and he does this for like 10 minutes in like dead silence. And he goes, okay, we can go on dates. I do like both of you. You are good friends. I can probably like you more than that. Then he's like, I need to think about this. He's like having a mini crisis.
Jesus Christ.
Then he goes, this is so inappropriate. Then he goes,
I want Namjoon being like, we can go on dates, and then the whole thing where Jimin and Yoongi fucked while they were like down there gets brought up. Yoongi's like, I should probably go to the medical office.
and he's like,
I still feel kind of weird.
Yeah, and then Jimin's like, you don't have any STDs, do you? And then Yoongi looks at him and he goes, you're more of a slut than me. Do you have any STDs?
Namjoon's like, this is the most horrifying conversation I've ever seen. God.
I want Jimin to be like, not that much of a slut. And then Yoongi's just like, okay, conversation already had. You fucked 10 people for a bet.
Namjoon's like, you did what? Jimin's like, you were the most important. I love you the most.
Jimin's just like, you were the one that was the most important to me. And Namjoon's just like...
Yoongi's like, yeah, it was also the one worth the most fucking points.
Namjoon was like, I was worth points?
Jimin's like, look, it was a system. It's just like, Yoongi, shut up!
He's like, look, if you were harder to fuck, you were more points. It doesn't matter.
Jesus fucking
I
Christ.
want Jimin, like, starting to explain it. He's like, well, like, people who were, like, more promiscuous would be, like, 1 point because they were easy. And then people who were, like, less would be, like, higher. And then he, like, pauses because Namjoon's looking at him like...
Like, wow, I can't believe there's a psychopath sitting right in front of me.
He's like, anyway, it doesn't matter. Taekwon only got 5 points, and I got 15.
Jesus fucking... I want...
Taekwon went for, like, quantity over quality.
Yeah. Jesus.
He's like, if I just have sex with a lot of ones.
Jesus. I want Jimin being like, shut up, Yoongi, stop bringing this up. And I want Yoongi being like, listen, if this is going to be a battle, I'm going to win. He's like, I don't know anything about romance, but I do know lots of things about slander. Namjoon's like, slander implies that you're lying about him. And Yoongi's like, I know lots about shit talk.
He's like, Jimin has taught me about gossip.
Jimin's taught me about gossip. Oh my god. Yoongi had like no friends in high school though.
Yeah.
Probably because he was like kind of weird.
It was kind of weird. He wore a lot
He's
of
also
black.
He's so very, very pale, and he probably wore a lot of black, and he probably just looked vaguely green all the time, which is like fine, but like to people it just looks like you're like kind of sick. So that's not good.
A little bit like he was about to puke constantly.
Yeah. Anyways,
My poor baby.
I think we should probably be about done with this recording.
That's fair.
I got stuff I need to do, but this was good,
Anyway,
wasn't
they
it?
fucked Namjoon in the ass.
Okay.
Double
No.
penetration.
That's too much.
Is it really though?
I think they should go on like lots of little dates.
I feel like Namjoon.
And then
what?
Stop! No! Don't say wide set vagina. I hate you. That's not a good meme. Fucking hate
I was
you.
actually gonna say wide set anus.
That's worse. I'm
Anyway.
erasing that from my memory.
Bye.
No. We're gonna finish this. You started it. We're gonna fucking finish it. But I think that I think I should go on like lots of little dates, and I think Yoongi and Jimin should get like kind of competitive with each other in like a very entertaining way, where Yoongi is like, I like this whole gossip thing. It's fun, and Jimin's like, welcome to the dark side, and Namjoon's like, stop polluting. Stop polluting him, you fucker.
I want Jimin taking Yoongi out drinking with Taekwon.
Yeah.
And Yoongi and Taekwon get along scarily.
Like, God.
Absolutely terrifyingly well.
I want Jimin and Yoongi just becoming really good friends. I want them going out and doing stuff together, and then I want them they're like, shit, are we going on dates? Is this what this is?
It's really cute. Also, can Taekwon also be half Vulcan?
Yeah.
He's just a fucking gossip monger.
That'd be hilarious.
He's also, like, scarily human, but he's not scarily human in the way that, like, Yoongi is, where he's like, I know what humans are. He just kind of is like, I'm just gonna live my fucking life,
Taekwon should be less partially Vulcan. He should be like a quarter Vulcan or something.
That's fair. He's like a quarter Vulcan. But Yoongi, and because of that, Yoongi and Taekwon get along, like, scarily well.
Yeah.
Like, Jimin's, like, sitting there, and he's
they,
like,
make
nervous.
really weird, like, deadpan jokes to each other. They're just like, they say things in like the funny Vulcan voice, and then the other just like laughs, and Jimin doesn't get it.
I want Taekwon being completely different from how Jimin describes him.
Oh
Because
my
Jimin's like,
God.
he's just so petty, and he's like this all the time when he says this, and Yoongi's just imagining like the most obnoxious person on the planet, but he meets Taekwon, and Taekwon's like quiet and polite, and he's a quarter Vulcan, and then like Taekwon starts talking, and he's like, I understand, but also not what I expected.
It's like, Jimin, you're just a rude motherfucker, aren't you? And Jimin's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's so fucking nice in front of Taekwon, too. He, like, shit talks him behind his back. And then he's just like, hi, how you doing? And he gives him this cute little eye smile.
Okay.
And he's like,
Taekwon
fucking...
and Jimin 100% greet each other with those fake-ass French cheek kisses.
They do. I fucking hate this. God.
But also, Yoongi, like, hangs out with Taekwon behind Jimin. Like, not behind Jimin's back, but, like, on their own ones. And then Taekwon is just like, yeah, it's Jimin. And he's like, kind of a dick.
God. I want Jimin slowly introducing Yoongi to a bunch of his friends, and I'll get along pretty well, like, et cetera, whatever. And, like, there's one time where they have shore leave, and Jimin's like, hey, yeah, apparently this planet is supposed to have, like, really good karaoke or whatever. Do you want to come with me? And Yoongi is like, yeah, okay. And he assumes it's going to be, like, with other friends or whatever, but then it's just him and Jimin. And Jimin's like, yeah, Sukjin was going to come, but he couldn't show up. And then Taekwon had, like, he was doing something, like, slutty or something. I don't know. And so it's just us, and they, like, have a good time, and they get really fucking smashed, and they sing really badly. Yoongi is, like, especially bad at singing, and he doesn't try.
That's really cute.
And then they're going back to the ship, and they're like, fuck, was this a date? Oh, God. Oh, no. What about Namjoon?
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. I think it could be good. And I think they go on, like, dates with Namjoon.
What if the crux is, like, them, like, hardcore doing the thing for Namjoon, and Namjoon's just like, this is awkward, and I don't like it, and it's weird. And then they, like, kind of drop off on that, and, like, high-key start dating each other, and then Namjoon gets jealous. And he's like, why aren't they paying attention to me anymore? And he's like,
where did my friends go?
But part of it's just like, you bitch, you had your chance. And he's just like, this is stupid. This is so stupid and convoluted. This is the most convoluted romance ever.
And then I want Namjoon to be like, I want to date both of you. And they're like, what? And Namjoon's like, I think we should all date each other. And they're like, what? God.
Namjoon's like, I thought I didn't like you that much, and then you started dating each other, and I'm jealous of both of you.
Jimin's like, I don't think that's a very good reason to date people. And Namjoon's like, I know, but I think it'll be good because I liked you both as friends a lot. Now I'm jealous, and I want to go on dates with you and hold your hands.
Oh, that's cute.
Like, all together. And they're like, well, okay.
I want Yoongi going, who knew Namjoon could also be a petty bitch?
It's just the petty bitch fic.
I want the story of, like, they're like, Namjoon is so perfect and good, but he's, like, so awkward on dates. And he's, like, he's not, like, mean, but he's, like, kind of weird. And, like, it's, like, not great. And that's why they kind of, like, start falling into each other again. Because, like, they, like, built up Namjoon in this really, like, weird way that, like, isn't actually kind of him. And so then they, like, start dating each other. And then Namjoon, like, comes back and he's, like, kind of a petty bitch. And they're like, yeah, we still like you.
That's really good.
Show us your petty bitch side. That's how we romance.
That's really sweet. I'm crying.
Because, yeah, I mean, it's like building someone up to be all perfect and good, and then they just turn out, like, awkward and, like, not like you expected. You don't know how to interact with them, and you don't know how to, like, treat them. Because you're like, you're so perfect and good, I don't know how to treat you. But when Namjoon's just like, I'm just jealous. I just want to hang out with you guys again. Please.
I just, like it. And then we can, like, bang or whatever. That's also fine. I mostly just want to hang out with you guys.
What if Namjoon is nice.
That could be kind of interesting.
And he's like, it's great because you can fuck each other.
Oh my god. Yoongi's like, or Jimin's like, am I gonna be stuck with Yoongi's green fucking sour candy dick until the end of time?
Namjoon just makes a face like,
he's like, what? Yoongi's like, shut the fuck up.
He's like, don't shit talk my dick, worm penis.
Worm
penis. Namjoon does not even want to know what that means. Yoongi and Jimin would have drags for each other's dicks.
They would. I think Namjoon should fuck them at some point because I'm interested in the idea of threesomes.
I'm interested in the idea of Namjoon and his...
What? No, stop! Why are you gonna make me think of wide-set anus again? What's wrong with you?
What if he's just, like, kind of a prude?
Yeah, what if he's just, like, really nervous about sex?
I don't want him to be a virgin, but I want him to be, like, kind of a prude.
What if he's had really bad sex before and he's, like, afraid?
Oh, that's cute.
That could be
part of the reason he's so awkward about dating. He and Jimin have had sex before.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. He shouldn't be ace. He should just be, like, not super interested in sex most of the time.
Why did he have sex with Jimin?
Because he really likes Jimin. And, like... Also, like, ostensibly he hadn't fucked anybody else on the entire ship for, like, the entire however many years they've been there.
Really horny.
He's like, Jimin is cute and I like him a lot. And clearly he wants to bang me because he just asked.
Yeah. What if Jimin was like, it's like a friends with benefits thing. It's like no emotions. But, like...
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm cool with no emotions, but he's not cool with it being a bet. And then all of a sudden there are emotions.
It's just like, it goes south really fast. And then Namjoon's like, I'm never having sex again. Just never. It's too much trouble. I hate it.
Yeah, he's like, we're just gonna be cool. It's gonna be a friends with benefits thing. He's like, you slept with me for a bet, and then Jim's like, no, I'm in love with you. And you're just like, oh god,
that is so much.
Oh, god. I just wanted some nice casual sex.
Just some nice casual casual. I got really excited about saying blowjobs, and I put the J in there ahead of time. Nice casual blowjobs. There we go, buddy. There we go.
I just snorted.
What was I gonna say? But anyways, yeah. The end of the fic is that they all start dating each other, and I want like Jimin and Yoongi going through that whole like, stop giggling! I'm trying to speak, you hooligan.
Sorry, I just thought of wide set anus.
Fuck you. I can't believe I'm fucking friends with you. My mother is like singing very chipper, and we're talking about fucking wide set anuses. I hate you. God,
I can't control your mother.
Ah! But, I want Jimin and Yoongi having that whole thing where they're like, Namjoon is good, but, like, I kind of built up dating him in my mind to be, like, this amazing thing, and really, he's just, like, kind of awkward, and, like, he seems, like, kind of uncomfortable, but I want Namjoon being, like, sort of uncomfortable with the idea that they're, like, both of them, and he's like, God, what if I pick Yoongi, and then Jimin never talks to me again, and what if I pick Jimin and Yoongi never talks to me again, and what if I pick neither of them, and neither of them talk to me again, and I don't, and so he's, like, really stressed out with the idea of dates, but then, like, they stop paying attention to him, and he's just like, I really miss them, and I really like them, and, like, they start dating each other, and Namjoon's like, the light bulb has gone off. He's like, I have an idea, and then...
He's just, like, holding up the crispy and the soft tortilla. Why not both?
I think it's crunchy.
Crispy taco? You've never heard the phrase crispy taco?
No, I think it's a crunchy taco.
It's crispy.
No, it's a crunchy taco. It's a fucking crunchy taco. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and I want Namjoon and Jimin and Yoongi being like, okay, well, let's have a trial run to see if this whole threesome thing is gonna work out. And they're like, emotional threesome? What is this? And Namjoon's like, polyamory. And they're all like, what? And he's like, I looked it up.
I Googled it.
God, but I want them being like, okay, let's do a trial run for this. And they take Namjoon out for karaoke. And they all have a great time. And then Namjoon's like, does this mean we're gonna like officially try to do the dating thing? And they're like, yeah, I think it'll go pretty well. And he's like, cool. He's like, there's gonna be so much fucking paperwork for this.
I want Namjoon being like, no more awkward dinners. Please.
He's like, if we happen to eat at the same time, you can sit next to me and, like, maybe hold my hand, but it has to be my left hand because I use the right one to eat. He's like, it's just too much.
And what you like, Jimin pausing and being like, "Does that really stress you out?" And it's like,
Yes! What they keep doing is they'll sit one on each side of him and try to, like, hold his hand, but it's, like, aggressive, and, like, sometimes they'll start playing footsie with each other, like, over Namjoon's body.
And Namjoon is just, like, sitting there, both of his hands.
And he's just like, I need to eat this food so I can get out of here!
Except for he can't, because his hands,
Both his hands are occupied. God.
he just, like, he keeps having to do that awkward thing where he, like, takes his hand and he, like, eats something and he just, like, put it back down. He's like, Jimin will be like, no, Namjoon. Namjoon's like, I was just resting for 2 seconds. And so he ends up sitting there at the meal, like, just shoveling food into his mouth, because any moment he's not shoveling food in his mouth, Jimin wants to hold his hand.
Oh my god.
He's just like,
so he just goes, he's like, when will I get to eat in peace again?
he's just like, I need this hand for water.
He's just like, Namjoon just starts doing his meals and then trying to escape the cafeteria as quickly as possible. Like, he doesn't even take his meals there. He's just like, if I run to my room fast enough, they can't catch me.
Oh no, that's really bad.
He just wants to eat in peace. God. And, like, you're on a fucking starship. There's not a lot of room for, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Solitude.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of room for, like, there aren't that many things to do. They have, like, rec rooms or whatever, but it's really hard to, like, plan dates. Because it's like, what are you gonna do? Like,
I want them to just be like, we can't go on dates. Can we just, like, chill? Just, like, casually. Just hang out.
we can, like, read books together and, like, talk. And maybe
like,
we can, like,
watch-
go over to, like, if they're, like, showing a movie or something, we can, like, go over there and, like, chill.
She's just like, but no, like, awkward hand-holding dates where I have to hold both of your hands with, like, a plate of food sitting in front of me and I can't eat it because you're both holding my hands and playing footsie with each other.
Jesus fucking Christ. I love this AU. Stop moving the fucking phone. It's recording, you hooligan.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we should probably end it, though.
Probably
I think
should.
we've, like, developed the idea enough. And also, I need to do stuff.
Anyway, like, you said you needed to do stuff like 30 minutes ago. Anyway.
Whoops. Oh, well. But anyways.
Love
Thank
bye.
you all so much. Bye-bye. Mwah. Why?